celebrate the journeys that bring us closer together. An exclusive offer on a vehicle you'll adore. Mercedes-Benz, the holiday love celebration going on through January 2nd. Learn more at MBUSA.com/special offers. He is Chris Sims, Pro Football Talk Live co-host and analyst for Football Night in America. Big kickoff this Sunday night on NBC and Peacock. It will be the Lions and the Vikings. We'll talk about that coming up in a moment. You are a Texas grad, and I'm sure you were watching the game yesterday. Can you be impartial on the play?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't have to be impartial, though. Yeah, I'm not doing any pregame shows or working professionally, so no, I was a total loudmouth, obnoxious Texas Longhorn fan yesterday watching in my living room. I was having a lot of fun, though, certainly. It was a great game to watch. It really was.
Okay, by the rule, was that targeting?
By the rule, by what you see in college football on a weekly basis and the officiating nature of that play in general, yes, by the rule it is, because what? There was a hit to the head. But where it's different and where I'm glad they didn't call it is the fact that the ball's tipped in the air, so there was a little reaction to the ball of like, oh, wait, I'm going up and looking at that. Also, he didn't launch. I mean, he hit him with his face, right? It wasn't like he was like trying to lower the crown of his helmet and do that. I, like you, was surprised they didn't call it because it's very ticky-tack with that stuff this day and age, whether it's the NFL or college, but happy they didn't.
If it was flipped, if it was reversed, and
I will say this, if you ever watch games with me, I am pro defense and that it's so hard with the rules all against them that, yeah, if there was the other way around, and they had a call, a drive earlier that I thought they could have called the same thing, targeting on them, and they didn't. And that's what kind of led me to believe they might not do it in that moment. They were kind of letting it play as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, but they did call targeting in the first half on an Arizona State player.
Yeah, I know they did there too. I know. And listen, it's not perfect, and some of this stuff is over-officiated. It drives me crazy every week. We've lost, like, especially in the NFL, forcible contact to the head, right? I'm sick of like two fingers touch a quarterback's head and they go, well, you hit him in the head. No. In the language, it says forcible. It didn't say like, ooh, I gave him a little love tap, or I kissed him on the ear and we throw a penalty. And I wish some of this stuff would stop a little bit.
Do you think Quinn Ewers is Texas quarterback next year?
No, I do not.
Do you think he's playing college football next year?
Yes, I would hope so, because I don't think he's a guy that's going to go in the first two rounds of the draft. I think he has like the potential to be that kind of guy, but I think he's going to have to show people maybe another year of high-quality football play and all that. But no, I expect Arch Manning era to start after this season's over. And yeah, in my heart of hearts, again, I have no inside info, Dan. I think that Quinn Ewers will be playing somewhere else. He is an NFL quarterback. He needs to throw the ball with more authority. I think you watch enough football. There's too many of these, like, lays the ball up there instead of driving it through the target, which he has the ability to do. And, of course, he can work on his athleticism a little bit, too, as well. But, yeah, I think it's going to be somewhere else, Dan.
All right, let's look at the NFL. Let me start with the MVP race. Can anything happen this weekend that would change your opinion or should change the opinion of the NFL MVP voters?
I think so. Like, okay, as I sit here right now, I'm going to say that I'm probably favoring Josh Allen as far as the MVP vote, but it's really close. It's crazy because last year it was kind of an underwhelming MVP year. It felt like it was given to Lamar out of default because he had a good year and they were dominant, but it wasn't eye-popping wow stats. This year we got 4 guys that got eye-popping wow stats and are all having MVP caliber years. So I lean Josh Allen because I do believe, yes, Lamar's stats are a little bit better. I think Lamar's support around him on the offensive side of the ball is a little bit better as well. But MVP is a little about moments. And Josh Allen had a stretch there of moments, whether it was the 49ers, the Chiefs, the Rams, and who's the other one? And the Detroit Lions of going, that was one of the 4 incredible weeks in a row and big-time plays and big moments, and that's where I favor him. But, man, it's tough, Dan, that's for sure.
Yeah, you're looking at this, and I'm curious how people factor in what is their criteria. Is it stats? Is it team success and then stats, or stats then team success? And if Joe Burrow, if the Bengals had 10 wins right now, Who's your MVP?
Yeah, that's a different. Like if the Bengals were firmly entrenched in the playoffs, I probably. I don't know. That would be a close one. You're making that. It'd be really close. I still think I'd probably go with Josh Allen because I just do. And then all of these guys are worthy of it. But the way he's played this year, the decision making, the quality of play and clutch moments and all of that, I don't think anybody has stood above Josh Allen in that department. But no doubt, like Joe Burrow's year is special. And if they were one of the top 4 seeds, I certainly think he'd be in a lot of people's, lead as far as the voting. And you asked me if anything could change it this weekend. I mean, if Lamar goes out there and throws 5 touchdowns and has an unbelievable statistical day, and the Bills and Josh Allen are kind of asleep at the wheel, and he throws 1 touchdown and 2 or 3 interceptions or whatever, that might change my mind. I'm not, I haven't written it in stone yet as far as Josh Allen.
You got the Vikings and the Lions Sunday night on NBC and Peacock. The winner gets the number 1 seed. The loser probably on the road against Tampa or Atlanta, whoever wins that division, or the Rams.
Right.
That's harsh. That's harsh to have that many wins, and you're going to have Tampa or Atlanta getting in, barely 500. The Rams at the Rams, how dangerous they are. I mean, you could be one and done here if the Lions or the Vikings.
Definitely. I mean, the Vikings lost to the Rams earlier this year in L.A. Definitely. And then either one, I still sit here and tell you that I think the most complete team in the NFC is the Philadelphia Eagles. That's who I would still take. That's the team I'm going to take to go to the Super Bowl out of the NFC. Right. But these Vikings and Lions football teams, awesome offensively, but they're middle of the road defense. So if they play a team that's got a really good offense, the game's going to be scary. So that's to your point. Yeah, it's big. It really is. It's a huge game. I'm excited to see what happens. We know the offenses are super explosive. I think home field advantage, is more important to Detroit, in my opinion, just because of the way the defense has looked as of late, right? The dam is broken. I mean, and you look at it and I go, yeah, home field, the crowd noise, all that, I think will help them a little bit, right? Because that simplifies an offense, and that place is tough to play. You can't go to the line of scrimmage with 4 different plays called in the huddle and do all these checks when you're on the road in Detroit. So that simplifies things. That's a little advantage they need. I think it is more important for them to win this game than Minnesota.
Chris Sims, Pro Football Talk Live co-host and Football Night in America. They have the big matchup between Detroit and Minnesota Sunday night. Sam Darnold's free agency plans. Should he have free agency plans? Should the Vikings plan on Sam Darnold going to free agency?
Well, they got to make sure they got a plan to.
Okay, what would you do? I want you to make the decision.
Yeah, I feel like at this moment right now, I would not let Sam Darnold walk out of the building. That would not happen. It's too hard to find quarterbacks that are good in the NFL. You got one, he fits your scheme. You can see he's got talent and all that. But now, do I want to commit long-term to him yet? Nah, I don't think I do either. I'd like to see one more year. We've seen guys have good years, ride the momentum, the good vibes of the building, we're playing good, and then come back the next year and we go, whoa, they can't seem to recreate that magic. What's going on there? Blah, blah, blah. So I think I'm one that, as I sit here right now, Dan, I'd probably franchise tag him. Yeah. Franchise him and see another year and go, hey, just prove to me. And then maybe you get to, end of next year on the franchise and he plays really well again. Then you go, okay, we got our guy. Now we can commit to a few more years and guaranteed money and do all of that.
Yeah, it might be a Kirk Cousins situation when he was with Washington. I mean, I would franchise him one more year. Okay, I want you to answer quickly. You can have Sam Darnold for $150 million, Brock Purdy for $250 million.
Oh, well, that's not even close. Sam Darnold all day. I'm a 49ers fan, and that's my buddy, Kyle Shanahan, certainly. There's no way I would pay anywhere near market value for Brock Purdy. Some of these teams got to stop this, right? I've said this about the Miami Dolphins. Their highest paid player in their football teams, their biggest concern in the big game, and their biggest injury liability and whether he's available out there. That doesn't make sense. That's bad team building. Brock Purdy, there's a little of that too, and you saw he's not talented enough to carry the football team. I would go way below market value with Brock Purdy.
Yeah, but how do you do? So you basically say to his agent, "We're going to give you."
Here's $30 million. Tell me who else is going to take $30 million? Who else is going to? I would have done the same thing with Miami. Gone, who else in football? These teams are negotiating against themselves. They're like, here's $30 million. No, you don't like it? Hey, here's 35. Oh, you want more? And they keep going up. And you're like, well, why? Nobody else is going to pay them this. So that's what I would say. I would start, if I'm in the NFL and I don't know where it lost its way, it'd be Mahomes makes this and nobody's Mahomes. And we're going to have a pecking order below that. Period. It starts there. And we've gotten away with this, the new guy's up. He's the new contract, so we got to pay him more. And like, no, you don't.
Well, blame the Cleveland Browns, what they did with Deshaun Watson.
That's the dumbest thing ever. Exactly right. The dumbest contract in the history of the NFL. You're right. That's definitely part of it too, Dan. No doubt about it.
Yeah, but they had to give him an offer that he couldn't refuse because he didn't want to go to Cleveland.
Well, yes, because they had ruined things already with Baker Mayfield, and they knew they were in a spot of like, oh, crap, now we have no quarterback because he doesn't want to come here, so we got to pay him that. So you're right. I mean, but they did that to themselves and how they handled that situation. It's crazy. But, yeah, when it comes to Brock Purdy or anything like that, Dan, I would go, here's what we're offering. Show me who else out there is going to offer you that kind of money or anything better, because I don't think it's going to be out there. I don't think there's going to be a market and everybody's going to go, oh, I need Brock Purdy as my quarterback. Everybody knows Brock Purdy's good, but he's really good when he's with Shanahan. Shanahan's the one driving that boat there. You know, that's my opinion at least.
Okay, more dangerous in the postseason if they both get in, Tampa or the Rams?
Well, the Rams are in, right?
Yeah.
So, but who's more dangerous? I guess I'll still go with the Rams, even though I am a little concerned with their offense. I am. You know, you could see Cooper Kupp is not the same guy. They have to ride Puka Nacua way too much in the passing game, right? They need Tutu Atwell and all these guys to be healthy out there. But I'll go with them because of their experience. But, man, Tampa and their defense is a little better. Tampa's defense scares me, but, man, that offense and Baker Mayfield, he's a flamethrower right now, throwing lasers all over the field.
What do you think it's like if you're with the Patriots are going to have the number one pick if they lose? Like, what is the mindset of it's best for the organization to lose this game?
It's hard. It's very hard, right? It's hard to ask the New York Giants last week, right? Because these records go on the coach's gravestone. He's like, I'm not sure I'm going to be back here. What the hell? Am I going to tank for the next regime? I don't give a crap about that, right? Drew Lock is sitting there going, I want to play in the NFL and show everybody how good I am. I'm not going to go out here and throw in completions so the team can have a better draft pick. It's hard to get the whole organization involved in that. And especially when you start the rookie franchise, guy of the future at quarterback, you certainly want to make him look good and build on the future and do all of that as well. So, yeah, that's a tough one. It's a tough one. But I think they'll find a way to manage the game in a way where they don't win it.
Well, there's organizational tanking. That's where you put people in or you take people out.
Right.
Hey, we want to look at the future. We want to give that guy a chance there.
Cleveland Browns are doing that right now. They're doing the same thing.
How often is there tanking in the NFL?
Well, it's not as much or as easily done as you think. I never felt like I was on a team that was a part of it. So I never got an inside look or feel for that. But I think that with the modern era here, I think there's probably 4 or 5 teams every year who try to orchestrate it to not put their best foot forward. Like I said, you can't totally tank the game because you can't ask guys who are fighting for their careers in life to quit and not play football when they're not going to get paid next year if they look like crap. But they try to do like what you said, put the least best foot forward there in that department.
The number one quarterback in college coming out is who?
Gosh, it's tough right now. I mean, Cam Ward is the one that pops up to me. Of course, Shador is there as well. I was a Jalen Milroe fan, but he really struggled towards the end of the year, so I'm a little scared of him. And I don't know if he'll even come out now after that performance there, but I think it's Cam Ward. and Shador. I think I would go Cam Ward. The other guy I like, and I don't think he's going to come out, is the LSU quarterback, Nussmeier. Nussmeier is an NFL first-round type talent, but I haven't heard about what's going to go on with him there yet.
Great to talk to you as always.
Thanks,
New
man.
Year,
Happy
Chris.
New Year.
Thank you, buddy.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Say hi to the guys.
All right. Horns up.
Horns up. You know it. Texas fight.
Does anybody do horns down to you?
All the time? I mean, the whole NBC building, they like to ride me and do horns down.
Do you get upset?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
You don't cry?
Right. We're going to get the last laugh this year. Don't worry. They're going to have to deal with my big mouth the rest of this year if we can win this thing.
Thank you, Chris. That's Chris Sims, Pro Football Talk Live co-host, and big game on Sunday night. It'll be the Lions and the Vikings on NBC and Peacock.